Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Jen, where is our background? Where are our lovely clouds? There they are. Welcome to Real News Live. It is a Monday morning news and update. I have some Baratel today. Jen, I assume, has some Jentel. I don't know. I never actually asked you. Do you have some Jentel today, Jen?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Baratel first, I think. But welcome. Glad you're here. Nice to see everybody again. Everybody over on Rumble as well. And it's great to see you guys. Hope you had a good weekend. I myself had a shit weekend. I don't know what was going on. I had we were going to go out Saturday, and all day Saturday, I had this pain on my right side back around my kidney. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm really thirsty. So I'm like, maybe I'm dehydrated. So I started hydrating. Pain never went away. It was like spasms. And then you're like, okay, is this a back spasm? Am I having a kidney stone? Because I had a kidney stone once before and I was very dehydrated. Never wanted to go through that again. And then a whole bunch of other just little things. And it just kind of fucking blew. So plus the Mariners were blacked out. Well, somebody explained to me why Oakland blacks out Las Vegas when Oakland is like 700 miles away from Las Vegas. I don't understand it. It was a shitty sports weekend. Well, except for Manchester City winning 2 more games. We make history. So that was my weekend, Jen. How was yours?
I had a fabulous weekend. I don't know what went on with the electromagnetic storm thing with the Northern Lights and everything, but as soon as that started, I felt energized. I mean, I am moving fast. I'm working fast. I'm reorganizing things. I'm working in the yard, Energizer Bunny. And it's for the whole weekend, I was that way. I'm like, yes, I love this. I went and sat out in the sun in it, soaked it up. I was like,
could you see it? Could you see it from your house?
No, I didn't see anything, but I just noticed the difference. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not really doing anything different.
Right.
I'm not taking anything different. It's got to have something to do with that.
Yeah, neither did we. We didn't see it here either, but I think it made me feel shitty and it made you feel great. So that's interesting. Good for you. I posted a video. We were out the other night, Saturday, I guess. I felt well enough to go for Barkley's nighttime walk, and we saw the moon behind the clouds, and then we saw another light behind the clouds. And I posted this video on Instagram, and I went to Facebook. There's 2 moons in the sky, right? But what it was a spotlight from the Luxor shining off the cloud. So it looked like there was a moon here and a moon here. And at the very bottom, I went ... Way at the bottom, I said, actually, it's the Luxor Hotel spotlight. Because I just really wanted to test how many people would come in and go, that's the Vegas Strip spotlight, dude. And it was about 15 or 20 people. And I'm like, really? Don't play gotcha with me. I mean, come on, folks. Read the post. People don't pay attention, Jen. It's very frustrating. All right. I have some Baratel. I just posted it just to see. And I thought, I better put up here that I know, in fact, it's the Luxor spotlight. Otherwise, I'll get all these people, ripping on me for being dumb. All right. I have some Baratel. I have not got an update on this information yet, but I have a guy that I follow and I get to listen in a little bit on his business, and I'm not sure what he does exactly. My belief is that he owns a business that trades in treasury bonds and other bonds. So as of Thursday, the word came down that his previous contract with the U.S. Treasury had expired. So what he was required to do is fill out new paperwork, which he did on Thursday with the U.S. Treasury. Okay. On Thursday, they told him he's getting paid this week. He felt it would be today. The people he was talking to felt it would be Friday or Saturday, which it wasn't, of course. I never thought it was going to be Friday or Saturday. But as things stand now, he is awaiting payment. Now, he had to take an 80% haircut on the amount he was promised. The amount he was promised was huge. The amount he's getting is still huge, but it's 80% less than the original contract. That basically the Treasury said to him, you will either take this commission or you'll get nothing at all. Now, why would a guy who's selling regular US Treasury bonds, like US savings bonds and stuff, why would he be getting a commission? And why wouldn't he get a commission at point of sale? And why would that commission be held for the RV, which clearly it is, because this guy is in conversation with a friend of his who's a currency holder. So he must have been selling or bringing on ledger the historical bonds. That's where his commission's coming from. So the U.S. Treasury has apparently been buying some of the historical bonds through guys like him, businesses like him. What this tells me is it tells me that you're smiling. I bet there's going to be Jentel about this, and we have not coordinated. I haven't spoken to you since Wednesday, right? We haven't talked since Wednesday.
Right.
So what I believe is happening is that he's a historical bond reseller. That's what his commission is for. That's why it's waited until the RV. This guy has been in meetings with top people at the Treasury Department. And when I say top, I mean top people at the U.S. Treasury. Okay. So I know he's connected. I know he's been involved in this, and I know that he doesn't get paid until we're in the RV process, seriously in the RV process. That's why he's had to wait. The fact that he had to take a haircut means that, to me, the deep state is still in charge, maybe only on the Federal Reserve side, but they are still in charge to a certain extent. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's connected, who you would know, over the weekend. And he said, look, the reality is both sides need this. Also, one other little point. He is going to get taxed on his bond commission. At least they let him take long-term capital gains on it, which means it's only a 20% tax as opposed to like a 50% income tax. So all that's happening. And my friend who I talked to over the weekend said, look, the reality is both sides need this. Two sides still exist. The white hats are not in control. They have not won. They are still fighting it out behind the scenes. And that's what this guy is caught up in. That's the bad news. The good news is he's supposed to get paid. The good news, bad news, good news, bad news is he hasn't been paid yet. So until I find out that he's been paid, then I will be able to say it's in motion. Whatever we're waiting for is in motion. But until that happens, I don't think that's going to be the reality. So that was the intel I teased you guys about in my Telegram chat. Jen, you got any comments on that, or you want to go straight into Jentel?
Well, I'm just going to tell a nice little story about the meditation today, and you guys can put that all together and see how it ties in with what he said.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. This is Jentel, the Interdimensional Meditation by Jennifer Doring. 6th level of heaven. Today we spoke with Archangel Michael, Gabriel, and mostly Haniel. Why? Because Haniel, in my mind, could have got it wrong, but is the angel of hope and joy. Okay, we need that. And then I looked it up, and I was looking at, well, is he hope or is he joy? You know, and basically you just get what people have posted or know. And I was asking Michael, well, which is it? Is it hope or joy? He says, all angels are the voice of hope. And I'm like, well, that would be true. You know, God's messengers. EL is of God. So Haniel was there. Asked him to come in. Throw me a bone, man. I need some help. I need something. He said, in so many words, the bonds are taking longer than expected That is why we have gotten delays. The RV is happening, but they need the bonds to be funded because it raises the currency rates. They are watching rates rise. Then there will be notifications. Too many bonds in circulation. What have they done recently? They started putting more bonds in circulation, the USA, to try and screw that up. Too many bonds in circulation. They have to be pulled back in to produce currency exchange rates that are expected or contracted. There have been problems funding the bondholders because of electronic transfers. The enemy can interfere in more ways than one. Most transfers have been, and I use the word published. The process is underway. Somehow these bonds fund the global reset economy. Once all set and published privately, he snapped his fingers at that point. Then we go. Then, okay, this is where we get the word contract. Then the rates can meet contract levels. Okay, let's keep going and then we'll review. I said, what is the estimated timeline? Kind of stared at me for a second. He's like, what, you're trying to do this to yourself again? Okay. Midweek for posting of new rates, estimated timeline at this point in time. He said it is a complicated process because he's trying to explain to me why it's important to pull these bonds in off the street so we can do the other part of it. Okay. And he said it's a complicated process. First, bonds must be funded. Then the rates will be posted. Then we get notifications. There will be a 4-week exchange process for appointments. Okay. There's a little hope for today. Okay. Then it's not like, oh my God, what if I miss it? Then the world goes to gold, he says. Expect delays with access to exchange funds. Banks can advance 1 to 5% at exchange, depending on the size of the exchange. So if you've got billions of dollars, probably 1%. Okay. Most of the people that we hear about 1% have billions of dollars coming. Those funds can be available in 2 to 3 days after exchange, the advance from the bank. Some NDAs will be signed. They will be short and sweet, he said. Short, sweet is what he said. He actually said that. So if there's any, that might be almost kind of like the columns, might be more to it. What happens in the USA after that, or during that time, I asked. He said, state of temporary military control. And I was like, ooh. And, part of me was like, oh, that's exciting and fun. But then, it may not be that exciting and fun. But we're talking to the angel of joy and hope. So I'm sure it's nothing negative. State of temporary military control. That means the political triggers. Okay. Political changes. I said, do you have any more hope? He said, it's not too late to exchange if the announcement to go to gold is made. The exchange will be calculated in fiat currency. It continues until the final gold deadline. So everybody's all worried. Oh my God, what if they come out and announce they're going to gold in the middle of the RV process or right after we get notifications, or what if I miss it? You won't. You're not going to miss it. Until such time, it's probably like a 90-day exchange for the USA. They may overlap these things so that we don't have that. We'll have crashes, but so that we don't get to a place where our money's worthless. Okay? Because if you're in banks and you're doing exchange with the fiat dollar and you're getting an advance and all that stuff, and we've waited all these years and everything else, and then all of a sudden the dollar's worthless, that makes no damn sense at all, does it? No. These things may overlap so that doesn't happen, but we're still rolling through the process. And everybody is aware, okay, well, that's kind of getting to like zero there, but we're switching over to this new system. So at this time, we're going to freeze. Maybe getting this now. So at this time, we're going to freeze the value of the dollar because something happened and now we're in exchange. So we could, yes. I don't even know if that makes sense. Think about that. Let's review. Currency. Okay. This is where we're at. It's not your turn yet, man. Still reviewing. Okay. Got a little class going on. All right. So spoke to Haniel, Angel of Hope and Joy. The bonds are taking longer than expected. The RV is happening, but they need the bonds to be funded because it raises the currency rates. They're watching the rates rise. The bond thing is underway. Then once they get to they get enough bonds in to justify the rates, there'll be notifications. There's been problem funding the bonds because of the electronic transfers. You're not handing people cash in envelopes. And so although that system is safe, they can't cut the power. Okay. Somehow these bonds fund the global reset. Once all set and, quote, published privately, then we go. And the rates will meet the contract levels. Estimated timeline, midweek for posting new rates, approximately. Complicated process. First, we have bonds funded, then we have rates posted, then we have notifications, then we have a 4-week exchange process for appointments. The world goes to gold. Those announcements may overlap. Expect delays with access to exchange funds. Banks can advance 1 to 5% at exchange, depending on the size of the exchange. The funds will be available 2 to 3 days after exchange. Some NDAs, short and sweet. What's the USA going to do during that time? Or after that, or during that time? State of temporary military control. It's not too late to exchange. If the announcement of gold comes out, do not panic that you're cut off, and that won't happen. Exchange calculated in fiat currency. It continues until gold deadline. Gold deadline was when they say, okay, we're no longer recognizing fiat currency, the dollar. We're now using notes. And that is the Jentel for today.
Okay. Did you send me the Jentel? Did you scan it yet?
No, I sent it to my Sue Rose and she's typing it up. But I did not send it to you.
Is there any chance you could do that? Because it's hard for me to keep track of all that without it in front of me. Is there any
I can do it right now.
You can do that? While Jen's doing that, I'm going to crosstalk a little bit because it's really interesting to me that the bonds came up first while I'm hearing these bond stories. So again, what's happening to this guy, apparently, according to, did you send it on Messenger? Yeah, there it is. Wonderful. Okay. According to this guy that I'm following, Jen, by the way, 1,019 people in the stream right now. We cracked 1,000, Jen.
Awesome. Thank you all for listening. That's great.
All of you would just go over to Rumble and subscribe for $5 a month. Jen and I would be very happy until once the RV happens, we're not going to need it. But right now, it could really come in handy.
Mom's trying to work weekends now.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting pretty. Get a little nervous. That's right. It's fine.
I won't make any comments about polls or anything. But Jen is working weekends. It's hard for her.
Trust me, you guys don't want to see me swinging around a pole.
It sucks.
Right. Nothing but a mom. All right, go ahead.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that would like to see that.
Like my husband, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Okay, so So that's bizarre because we didn't talk, and I didn't know like your meditation. You did it this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't talked this morning, so I had no idea what she was going to say. I did not tell her. Did I tell you? Yeah, I did talk to you about the information that I was
I
getting
knew
from
that
this guy.
information. That source also contacted me.
Yeah. So,
but I'd actually forgotten about it. And that's immediate what they started talking about was bonds.
so
That's
this
what's going on right
process
now.
that's going on, I know is a legitimate process. I know this guy has this business. I know he's waiting on a commission, and he's telling his friend who's a currency holder, "You guys are going to go next." One thing that I wanted to ask real quick before we go into the step-by-step, Jentel, is are they going to allow currency exchangers like us, not bondholders? Are we going to be allowed to become billionaires? Are they going to let us have that much money or not?
There will be many billionaires, I heard. They're not letting us do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. That's something that needs to change. We hold the currency, we hold the bonds. It is what it is. They're trying to get it to raise up to what has been promised to these bondholders. They had received contracts, I believe, but those were tentative. Those were like, this is what we expect to happen. We'll go ahead and take it, hold it, whatever. And we got to have some kind of contract for that. This is what we expect to happen. All right, we're there. This is what it really is. This
yeah,
is what
and your
doing
contract.
now.
Well, what I heard is that their contracts expired. Like they've held us off long enough for those contracts to expire, and now they get a new deal, which is still a really good deal. Trust me, this guy is not going to be hurting for money. But also this guy does not believe in any of the Nasara stuff. He doesn't believe in the change of government. He thinks Biden was really elected, and he thinks that everything's going to go on the way it is. He has no clue or doesn't believe in any of the bigger picture stuff that we talk about on the show. So it's pretty interesting to make a comparison between those two. Okay, so let's go back through. Joy of God for Haniel. Okay, the bonds are being taking longer than expected. That's what's slowing things down. The RV is happening, but they need the bonds to be funded because it raises the currency rates. That makes sense. They are watching rates rise. Then there will be notifications to too many bonds are in circulation. That's true. You have to pull all those back in to produce currency exchange rates that are expected. Okay, there have been problems.
Stop there. What I want you guys to know is that sometimes when they tell me things, I'll put quotes around what they actually said. But a lot of times, with you're in meditation, this is telepathy. They're transferring knowledge to you, and then I have to translate it in my own words. So if it doesn't sound like an archangel talking, it's the gist of the idea, okay? And then I ask them, is this right? What I wrote here, is this correct? And they're like, yes, that'll do.
Yes, that'll do. Okay. All right. Going back to it again. There have been problems funding bondholders because of electronic transfers. That could be a cabal thing also. The enemy can interfere in more ways than one. Most transfers have been published. That's an interesting word.
It is. There's something to that.
Yeah. Process is underway. Somehow these bonds
funds
fund the global reset economy. Well, yeah, that's where the wealth is because most bonds are actually backed by collateral. At least they were. Once they're all set and published privately, he snapped his fingers. The rates can meet contract levels. And that's interesting because we've been having discussions about contracts.
Talking about currency rates.
Yeah, but we've had discussions. We had discussions last week about contract rates. So,
well, there are contract rates, not just the dinar, but there's contract rates for the global reset alliance. With the alliance, there's things that have been agreed upon that we are not aware of, and that these things have to float. Gabriel told us a long time ago that things would slide or float for a while. so that they can get to a place where once the trigger's pulled, they'll be approximately those rates, or that those rates are justified. And so something about pulling the bonds in off the streets helps that happen.
Mm-hmm. Because they're funding the backing for probably the currency rates is what the bonds. I mean, remember,
now, published privately is interesting. Somebody who's more knowledgeable about what goes on with all that would know what that means. But for me, I just wrote it down because I heard it.
Published privately. Once they're published privately,
what it said about that is most transfers have been published. The process is underway. Somehow they fund the global reset. Once all set and published privately, we go.
Boom. Yeah, he snapped his fingers, and that's when the rates can reach contract levels. Fascinating. Okay. Then Haniel said, you were asked him, what is the estimated timeline? And he said midweek for posting of new rates. Again, Jen, this aligns with the guy saying he's expecting to get paid this week. Today.
Wait a minute. Published privately. Didn't I say last week something? Did I say published? I totally forgot that. Did I? Somebody, I forget everything. Didn't I say last week there is something posted that allows for this process to start? And it's not publicly.
I don't.
It allows for those screens on the back screen rates to be moving. Published privately. That's what's going on. It's published. The rates are there. They're posted. It's just not public. So it's not that Iraq and all these places haven't changed their rate. There's some limbo where they are changed, and they can, those rates can move, and the bonds can be cashed in, because why would they know?
Well, that's how
much they can get this guy.
That's on the QFS system, the bank screens. That's like the bank screen rates you're talking about. There you go. That's the private system.
And that what makes sense today. He kept giving me the hope. He's like, there's no way this will not happen.
Yeah.
It already has. He told me that today, and I didn't want to come out and tell you people that because everybody hates that and everybody gets mad.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Okay.
That's like a Charlie Ward kind of thing. He probably knows that.
Okay, so it's interesting. Wolvie says it's in motion. I don't know what Mark said this morning. I haven't talked to him. I have requested to go on Mark's show in the morning, today or tomorrow, to talk about some of this stuff. But
well, you better say Jennifer Flaw-Doring's Jentel says this, and not just say I have intel.
Well, I'm just gonna talk. I'm just gonna talk about
your ass kicked. I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna talk about the other stuff.
Fair
warning. I always remember that. So if I hear that this guy has received his funds, I'm going to post on the Telegram channel, Mike Barra on Telegram, or Mike Barra chat on Telegram. I'm simply going to post, it's happening. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm just telling you right now, you may not hear if that guy gets funds.
Yeah. Oh, you just heard I may not hear about it? Well, that's fine. If that means I've got so many other things to deal with, then I'm fine with that.
Once he gets funds, he may not be able to talk about it. He may not be able to send out that confirmation.
Right. Well, I will say this. He has not responded to phone calls and text messages for the last couple of days. So if I do hear something one way or the other, I will simply say it's happening. That will mean we're in motion. Okay. What is the estimated timeline? Midweek for posting new rates. I'm fine with that. That means the bonds get funded early, the rates get posted, then we get our notifications. 4-week exchange process for appointments. That is what everybody's been saying for a long time. Then the world goes to gold. Expect delay with access to exchanged funds. All that means is I believe, Jen, is what we've talked about before, which is that you're going to exchange. It's going to be in gold-backed funds, which you cannot spend while we're still in the fiat world. So they're going to give you a bridge loan or whatever to give you a little bit of operating capital. And you are not going to be able to get the rest of that until the whole thing happens. That's how I interpret that. Is that
right? So let's say you went in and you had $50 million. Okay. And they say, okay, we'll give you 1% of that. And it's like $500,000. And you need to wait this thing out. You'd rather have $1 million. Okay. Then they say, we'll give you 1%. You say, can you do 2? Be sure you ask.
Yeah.
Because it's a smaller amount. They'll probably say, yeah, we can do 2. But if somebody went in and they had like $2 billion or $1.5 billion, and then they'll say $1.5 billion. And they'll say, well, we can give $15 million for 1%. Say, can you do 2? And they'll say, no, not this time.
Okay. That stuff's all fairly consistent. Banks can advance 1 to 5% at exchange, depending on the size of the exchange. That's what you just talked about. These funds can be available 2 to 3 days after the exchange. There will be some NDAs. They'll be short and sweet. Those were Haniel's words. And then we'll be under a state of military control during that time.
That was exciting to me. I wasn't expecting that. I said, so what happens in the USA after that or during that time? State of temporary military control.
Yeah, state of
and
temporary
I was like,
military control. It's not too late to exchange if the announcement to go gold is made. That means if you wait, and I wouldn't wait. I'm exchanging immediately. The exchange will be calculated in fiat currency. It continues until final gold deadline. Okay, so Jen, do we really expect to go back to, I don't know, 1950s prices or 1970s prices or something like that? Is that really going to happen?
Well, the original information I got on that was, let's say it was 27 to 1. So if you got 27 fiat dollars to 1 U.S. gold-backed note, the price is once we have the gold deadline, when everything's in notes now, there's no more dollars. That will look like. So you got $1 million home. I think instead of paying $1 million, it'll be like 37,000 something.
Yeah, it'll be crazy.
Yeah. So if you got a $27 shirt, you're going to pay 1 note for it. So that it will appear as if we have gone back, but it'll actually be the same thing.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
It's the same value. Yeah.
Now the whole tax situation. Oh, also, I do believe. Okay, lots of stuff coming in now. I do believe that when we go to gold deadline, we're all on gold. We don't use fiat. Blah blah blah. There is no more debt. Okay.
Okay.
That may happen earlier. Because they don't really want. Probably something will happen earlier. Because you don't want like creditors coming after you, like, we're calling the whole thing. Send it to us. Good luck with that. The tax thing. Now, what I can share once again, because everybody's flipping out about the taxes. Listen, what taxes are you paying this year? Last year's.
Yeah.
So even if you exchange and they say, okay, well, we want 20% on the bonds, and then we go to gold, and there's no legislation written for taxes in notes. Okay. Probably won't have taxes. So what I got about the taxes and the debt is that any legal contract that is written, or illegal contract that is written in dollars, any trade agreements, any legislation written in dollars is null and void as soon as even agencies like I don't know, Federal Reserve, the IRS, anything that has dollars in it is null and void. Interestingly enough, a couple years back, and I just could not. Maybe I wasn't open enough to hear the year. Doing my best over here. Jesus did say, "No debt by August," and in August 23rd, God wins. Now we assume that was when everybody started signing up for BRICS, or they started signing the NASARA paperwork and started doing that. Now that may very well be true. But looking at the current timeline, if this thing goes
about right
around now,
yeah,
and we got a 90-day, where are we at? August 23rd.
June,
a little pissed. It's got a couple years, okay? A little pissed, but this is not an exact science over here, okay?
No, it's not. So. All right, more than 1,000 of you guys in the live stream today. Thank you. I think that's the first time we've broken 1,000. Maybe not, but it's great to have you here, and we do appreciate each and every one of you. Please keep in mind that I pull these videos off of Mike Barra 3 and Mike Barra 333 on YouTube to try to preserve those channels, so I can always funnel everybody there if they should take down Mike Barra 2 and Mike Barra 3 or whatever. I pull these videos off, but you can always find them, always get them over on mikebarra.blogspot.com, along with a lot of other links to books that I've written, presentations that I've done, videos I've made about UFOs and some of the other things I'm interested in, interviews with people like Marina Sarin, lots of cool stuff, and all of the shows, including the Tuesday night news live stream. Get over there to mikebarra.blogspot.com. These videos link directly to the Rumble channel, and Rumble is a place where we've really had our most growth. We're getting a lot of subscribers over there. By the way, looks like Montana Treasures is a brand new subscriber. Monthly supporter, it's $5 a month. Make sure you set it up for the monthly thing, and you get to know that you're helping us survive until the RV happens, which we're hoping for very much. So slide on over to Rumble, create a Rumble account. You got to do, I think, a Rumble rant. There's a subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. You simply hit that, and boom, you are subscribed. Jen and I are covering the subscribe button right now, but it's there. There's Jen, really big on the screen. Big.
Yeah, big, I hate that one.
Big Jen. Also, please do not forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at thecbdgurus.com, where you can get all kinds of cool CBD products for your health, including gummies and capsules and oils and all kinds of cool stuff. But you want to slide over to the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, no capital A, no S on the end, just ALIEN. And you get this week's specials. All orders over $100 that use this coupon code for 10% off, CBG10. In addition to the wholesale prices you get, there's some new stuff. They've now got the Coriolis Versacolor Turkey Tail. They're working with Diana over at Mike Barra Pets. We'll talk about in a minute. Lion's Mane, the weight loss support, the X-Freeze pain cream, which I did not use on my bad back this weekend. All kinds of cool mushroom products, all kinds of cool CBD products, the skin tightener, and the ladies' loungewear, which is, Matt, we got to get some better loungewear in there for the ladies. It's just not cool. But get over to the wholesale tab, Mike B Wholesale, type in discount code ALIEN, and get a discount. Also, please support the folks over at mikebarrapets.com, which have tons and tons of cool mushroom-based holistic health care supplements for your dogs, your cats, your horses, and your humans. Everybody is covered. It features the Coriolis Versacolor mushroom, which has got amazing healing properties, also the reishi mushrooms, and they mix together natural whole foods. If you click on the Shop Now button over at mikebarrapets.com, you'll get all of the current products. There's dark coffee, dark roast, Rogue Woods, Enforce gummies. There's mush puppies for the dogs, super sauce for the dogs and the cats. There's starter packs, Mojos. I've got Barkley on Mojos and mush puppies, and he is like a 4-year-old, 3-year-old dog again. He's running all over the place. His joints are working great. He's got tremendous energy. And I constantly get asked, how old is your puppy? And I say, oh, he's going to be 12 this year. And people are amazed. And a huge chunk of that is the CBD Gurus health pet products and the Mush Puppies and the Mojos and the Super Sauce and all the stuff that we've been giving him from MikeBarraPets.com. Also, there's the Mush Ponies for your horses and products for humans. The Inforce Coriolis Versicolor Immune System Booster, the Reishi Mushroom Booster, the Inforce Clarity. I'm going to start taking the Clarity because my brain is not functioning the way it used to be. Slide on over there, check out the products, send an email to Diana. Send it to Diana at, she's over at Mike Barra Pets at gmail.com. Diana is a certified pet nutritionist, and she has got personal experience in the dealing with human illnesses, okay, on the human products. Write her an email, start to talk to her. She'll get you pointed in the right direction. CBDgurus.com and MikeBarraPets.com. And Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at JenniferFallah.com?
Okay, well, Mom got a little nervous over the weekend. Took things off sale. Nobody's buying anything. All right, fine. You don't want to give me regular price? We'll just put things on sale. And I think it's just because people are just broke. So anyway, but I am offering this. People have asked me where they can get the psychic development classes, which please don't. Yeah, let's go back up to that.
Okay. I was looking for the classes.
They're right there, right above that purple one there.
Okay.
Let's go down a little more.
Ah,
Jesus. There we go. These are 9 video classes, and it takes you all the way from psychic development up to interdimensional travel, remote viewing. This is going to help you strengthen your connection to the divine, and teaches you a form of meditation that I use, so you can go in and do the same thing I just did. Go in there, like stepping into a dream, ask your questions, get your own guidance, meet up with your loved ones who passed away, your pets, everything. It is the number one thing that I know of to teach you to help with grieving and to help get your own answers and to receive your own healing and to do all these things. Right now, you can get the whole set, $199. You make the purchase, you email me, say I bought the classes, give me a good email. I send them to you via WeTransfer. You download them. They're yours. You do not have to attend anything. You do not have to subscribe to anything. You do not have to sign up for anything. This is not a multi-level marketing thing. Nothing like that. We're just purchasing video classes. Now they are yours to own forever, to do and learn from at your leisure and watch as many times as you want.
But please don't post them anywhere for free. No. Please don't do that.
Nobody that would come to me for that would do that. So this, a lot of people will sign up for the personal coaching classes and curriculum that is aside from that. I use the videos along with that and teach a lot more. So that'll be available later. We'll start out with the classes and decide, I want more now. And you can always do that with me. Also, right now, I'm going to try doing weekend readings. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm putting out a 15-minute for $49. It's why is it $49? Because it's the weekend and I don't want to do weekend readings. But you got to do what you got to do right now, right?
Right.
And the husband got laid off and everything else. So, kicking it into gear. So this Saturday, I'm going to be doing 15-minute readings. If you want one, get in there quick before it fills up. If you want a half hour with me on Saturday, get 2. The reason it's $49 is because it's Saturday. Okay. So that's what's going on at JenniferFallah.com.
Okay, couple of cool deals there for everybody, and we appreciate that. Oops, I got the wrong thing going. I should have JenniferFallah.com thing. There we go. Okay, let's slide back over to Rumble, Jen. And one of the advantages of Rumble and subscribing for $5 a month is you get your questions answered first when we do these live streams with Jen. So we'll start over here with Rainbow 13. Just make sure.
Can we not watch me the whole time?
You're big. Good morning, folks. Dearest Jen, I'm Lorraine. And by the way, Jen needs your real first name to do a reading on you. Helps. And the name of the person or pet you're asking about. Good morning, folks. Little Red Castle, Lorraine, $5 a month subscriber. Dearest Jen, I'm Lorraine, and Dave and I have decided to change our daughter, Ray, or Peaches. I guess her name is REI/Peaches is her nickname. We want to change our daughter's high school. Will she benefit from the programs this new school offers, and will she be happy?
Happy initially, no. Eventually, yes.
Yeah, it's always hard to start over. Make new
The programs are would be beneficial to her, yeah. But
okay.
So can we take the banner down or this screen down or something, because nobody can see me talking?
Well, I mean, that's I can just there's a little you in the corner talking, isn't there? No, there isn't.
No.
Okay, yeah, we can take it down. Stop sharing. Okay.
There we go. Just read them. I'll do it.
Okay. Okay, Montana Treasures. I need your name, but $5 a month subscriber, Little Red Castle. Let's see if we can connect. Will I be able to make an offer on the house this week? It would really help if we had your real name. I keep forgetting to say that. But Montana Treasures, what's your real name?
Not that quick.
Not that quick. There's your answer. Okay. Good morning. This is Sharon. My sister Pat has applied for dual citizenship with Ireland. Will she be approved, and when? Thank you.
It's going to be a while. Everything, all those approvals and everything over there is just in a big cache. It's just sitting there. Nobody's doing anything about it.
Okay. Nancy Forrest, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. I'm looking at a house tomorrow. Would I be as happy there as I am in my condo? Good question, Nancy.
Yeah, you really don't realize it, but yeah, you'd be a lot happier there.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
David Murtos says, Happy Mother's Day, Jen. I forgot to say
Happy
Mother's Day to you. You are a mother. Carissa, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Mike and Jen. Carissa here. Jen, will my husband still be working for my family's company a year from now, or will he be able to go a different path and feel good about it?
I don't know if it's quite a year from now, but he does stay on for a little while, 4 to 6 months or something, to help them out. Because it's hard to get good people or something. So I do think he doesn't have to be there, but he stays on for a while.
Okay. Rosemary, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, Hi, Jen. Can you see what is holding up the $7,000 to $9,000 check from FEMA? Do you see a timeline for payment? Thanks. Rosemary would like to know what's holding up her $7,000 to $9,000 check from FEMA and when she might get it.
They don't have the funds. They say they have the funds, but they don't have the funds, and that's what's holding it up. So I don't know when you're going to.
Kathy, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Here, can you let me know how my granddaughter Lauren is doing in rehab now? How is Kathy's granddaughter Lauren doing in rehab?
Much better. She's coming around. Start to see it now. Really starting to see it now.
Okay. And Noob 112, no name attached to that, but it's not a personal question. Is the QFS in effect at the banks now? Is the question.
Those are the screens they're watching. Yes.
Okay, there's two going. Okay, Okay, not a question, not a question. Joe, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Are any of the bondholders working for the cabal? If so, what happens during their exchange? Well,
That's too big a question. I'm gonna look at the
yeah,
whole world and see if any of them are working for the cabal.
yeah, and
Very small percentage are gonna try to pull something. Very, very small.
it's stupid because they could profit immensely just from playing by the rules. Stupid.
Well, there's some pawns out there.
Annette, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Mike, wouldn't it be more likely that the U.S. note exchanges with U.S. dollars at 1-to-1? Then they let prices adjust based on market forces going forward. Well, that's a strategy. I don't know if it's the strategy.
Really doesn't adjust inflation.
Yeah, and inflation is a problem. You don't have inflation to speak of really with gold.
Right, but like, how are you going to bring the prices back down?
By the way, here is a live look-in at the 4-year-old, 12-year-old puppy who is just full of energy these days. So, all right, he's sleeping. Okay, Joe, how much gold in weight will one U.S. Treasury gold-backed note be worth? That's an interesting question.
What?
How much gold in weight will one U.S. Treasury gold-backed note be worth? That's a good question.
$1.
Yeah, $1. Yeah.
$1 worth of the gold value. I did originally see a long time ago so that you could hold your money in your hand, and it's not just a promissory note like our system now.
Yeah.
That it would be woven in. Now, recently I've been thinking about coins. If you've got one U.S. note equals $27, you're going to need coins. I mean, do we have paper money for 5 cents? I mean, how do you make change for that?
Yeah.
I wonder what the coins would look like.
Yeah, good question. Big Poet, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber says items may have two prices for a while, one for Federal Reserve notes and one for U.S. Treasury notes. Or there could be some calculations made at the cash register depending on the currency you use. Is that implausible? No, I think that's very plausible.
I already said that years ago.
Yeah.
That there would be a period of time, which now we're here, and we find out it's the 90-day exchange period until the deadline where they say no more, that you will see two prices on things to get people used to the idea. Okay, this is how you do it. Divide it by 27, whatever. This is how many notes that it's cost.
Yeah. Jen, I'm just going to say, if it comes through, if it's a 27-to-1 ratio, you are a goddess. You officially get to be a goddess. We'll just say, because you called that 3 years ago, and nobody else in the Intel community or anywhere has ever said anything like that. So there's a lot on the line here, Jen, but you're going to be a goddess if it's 27.
Right about things before, right?
Well, but that's a big one. That's a big one. Nobody gets to doubt you after that, ever, for any reason. They just get banned. Did you have more to say on that, or are you done? Okay. CFS Cap. Again, I don't know your real name. Who is that? Looks like is that Christine? Wants to know, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. How will this affect estates and probate? That's a legal question I don't know the answer to. I don't know. Jen, do you have any thoughts?
That's a different situation. That's because there was no will or adequate trust or anything. That's trying to determine who gets what, and that's a legal matter. Yeah. So
don't know. Okay. By the way, how long do we have you today, Jen?
I could do another. I have to be done by 11:30.
Okay, no problem. David Murtos, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Jen. My wife Jackie's grandma is in the hospital again with the doctor saying she won't live off life support. My wife is going to China. Will she make it there before grandma passes? Will she make it to China before her grandma passes? I guess.
I think so.
She's
waiting.
Brooklyn's dog is missing. Okay, so there's apparently somebody named Brooklyn, probably a lady. Her dog is missing. Is the dog still alive, or has lost, or has someone picked her up? That's a better question for Susan Gratz. But
Susan Gratz. Sending you in the right direction is hard for me because personal reasons. I don't want to see if the dog got run over by a car. But also I see things in a mirror image for some reason. It's like peering through the veil. It's like a mirror image. So I could send you in the exact wrong direction. So I don't do that. I can't tell you if the dog's alive. Now, give me the person's name again and the name of the dog.
The name is Brooklyn. I don't have the name of the dog. It says Brooklyn's dog is missing. Is she still alive, lost, or has someone picked her up? I do know it's a female.
Alive. She's just lost.
Okay, go find her. Stick clothes that smell like you outside. If there's cats in the house, if you also have cats, stick their litter box outside. So
possibility it was picked up by like a dog catcher pound or something. Go check the pounds first.
Okay. Check all the shelters and dog pounds. Good. Chris Loeb, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. A lot is being held for me. Will I get it?
A lot, like in.
I think it's a land. A land, plot of land for a house.
And who is this again?
Chris Loeb, Loeb.
It'll be available when you're ready, yes, if you want it.
All right. Winter Chicken Dinner is now a $5 a month subscriber. Got a Little Red Castle next to his
awesome name.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Thank you.
2 today. We like that. We would like 100, but MJ Cardwell, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Will we be able to do more than one exchange appointment? My understanding to the answer to that question is yes, but I wouldn't advise it. I would get everything together, go in and take care of it in one, as they say, swell foop. Get it done.
Yeah, what Gabriel's saying is it is not recommended to do it that way. Because of the accounts being set up or something like that. So
yeah,
makes things complicated. So yeah, it would be best to just do it all at once.
Yeah, if you can. Lori would like to know, are the people living in the big cities like LA going to be safe? Well, that's what the military's for, I think. That's the idea.
I need to get a little more specific with that question. That's pretty big. Pretty vague. Safe from what?
Yeah.
I can't answer for everybody.
Okay.
What I see happening is a lot more of what we saw a long time ago in Seattle, where these, dumbasses come out, try to convince everybody they're there for a cause, and they're just hired thugs, and they're creating problems and fires. And
that's actually been going on the campuses, right? That's what's been going on.
Yeah, it's already started. The minions are coming out of the woodwork, and especially now, when everybody's hurting for money. Desperate people do desperate things, and so they're hired help.
Fraud exposed M. Debbie. Okay, Debbie says we're going for a long trip from California to back east in a motorhome. Will everything go well? Will Debbie's trip back
check
east?
The tires and the brakes. Make sure everything is cool. I immediately was pulled down to a tire, and some man standing out there going, "Well, didn't see that coming." So just be real careful.
Make sure you have good working spares.
But I do see maybe we should have gone the extra and replaced that tire or made sure.
Make sure you have good spares too. Lisa would like to know, my daughter Bethany Lucy is scheduled for exploratory knee surgery in June, but it's feeling better. Do you see it healing on its own? Is Bethany's knee going to heal on its own?
there is something that could be prepared in there. If it heals on its own, it's going to heal wrong.
Okay.
And it may be a problem later in life.
Debbie says we're getting all new tires back there. Good. Check the front ones too.
I'm looking at the front.
Yeah. Look. Oh, you're looking at the front. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Front one's done. Laura would like to know if the girl our son Christopher is friends with right now might be his true love. Christopher's friend, the girl that he's seen, his true love.
We have many loves in a life. I'll just say that. But yeah, there's chemistry there. I think something will happen. Yeah.
Marengo, I keep trying to subscribe, but it isn't working yet. It says I will be charged next on June 12th. I don't understand what else to do. I think you're fine, Marengo. I don't know what I can't do tech support for Rumble right here. Send them a note, but it looks like if they're saying it's going to take the $5 out, then I think you're good. Thank you for that.
And there's also something called a Rumble rant. I see other people doing it. I have no idea how to do it.
Yeah. Well, a Rumble rant is just a $sign. You can just click on that.
If you can't get it to subscribe, just do that once a month.
Yeah, you can give any amount you want. There, you can do a lot more than just $5. So, yeah. Now, how do I get this off here? Okay. Okay. When we get to our buying all new tires. Keep trying to subscribe, but it's not working. One more question. No, that's it. Oh, David here. We had to put my dad in a long-term care facility under hospice care, but he seems to be doing better. I'm conflicted if I should bring him home or have him stay at the long-term care facility.
He's not ready to go yet. Not yet.
Okay.
That's up to you. But I think that at some point in time, they're going to say, hey, he doesn't have to be here anymore. He does need rehabilitation of some kind. So short for a while, but I don't think he's ready to go yet.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Jen, a rough few days, and I'm asking if your angels see me staying. Timothy wants to know if the angels see him staying in Monmouth County, New Jersey.
For what?
Work. It says work/family. I don't know.
For a while. Yeah.
Jane says, Simon Parks says, there's a private RV for humanitarian projects can be done before the public RV. Mark Z says the RV for humanitarian projects is starting. Are tiers 1 through 4B also in that private RV? I don't know. That's a complicated question.
Those are different things. What are they using? What did I talk about today? What are they using for a humanitarian project? Bonds.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So bonds have to get processed first before the rest of it can happen. W. Winters. That's all I've got for a name. Will I get a job offer this week? And will it be to stay at my current job or another that I applied for? Winters.
What was the first name?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It says W. Winters. Guys, we need your first name.
I feel like you stay where you are for now.
Okay.
Here's the problem with starting something new if you don't have to. Although some of us, there is going to be this transitionary time, and it may not be good for everyone. Okay, financially. If you're a new hire and people start laying off, you're gone. Think about it before you change. Okay. That is all.
Okay, Beth, do you see my procedure going well? Tomorrow I'm having some abdomen problems since March. Thank you, Beth. How will her procedure go tomorrow?
I saw what that was. The procedure. Everything's fine. That's I see somebody saying everything's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Thomas Klein. Good morning, Jen and Mike. Will my son TC be moving into his own house soon?
Thomas Klein. There he is. TC. Couple months. Probably because of you.
Christine. Hi, Christine. Jen, you're looking better and better every day. What are you doing? Adrenochrome.
Well, thank you, Christine. I love you for saying that, even if it's not true. I love that. Really
her camera. She's got a better camera, so you can see how cute she is.
No, I don't. My camera's a little grainy, and I don't know why I haven't been able to fix the
all grainy settings at the edges. Maybe you need more light in there. I don't know. Rumble says I'm verified, but it won't allow access to chat. Okay, sending love anyway. Thank you, Cindy. Thomas Williams, if the 100 trillion Zim notes times 0.01 cent would be $1 trillion, that would be insane. I don't think that's going to be happening. There's going to be a fractional rate, like 0.000014 or something like that.
What happened to our economy when they printed too much money?
Became worthless. Becomes less valuable.
Think about that. That still applies. We still have to. Something about that. Anyway, like some people are like, like my brother is just like, you're gonna have trillions of dollars. And I'm like, what the hell are you gonna do with trillions of dollars?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, it's like, but you want to have some limitations, so there's challenges in life, right? According to the Golden Dragons, there is no tax, but I was talking about a bond guy, a bond commissioner, a guy's getting a commission on bonds. That's not currency exchange.
Okay, well that might be well, that would be his income then. That would be classified as income until everything changes and you take away income tax. Then, yeah, but when you do take it away, no.
All right. Karen Kauth. Hi, Jen. What can you tell me about my Min Pin chopper who passed 10 days ago? I'm very sorry. I miss him terribly. Also, my 17-year-old Yorkie Poo Rizzy seems lost without him. She keeps looking for him.
Morning. She'll be all right. They go through this mourning period. Min Pin chopper, Karen.
You know,
it's just there. He says at noon, but I don't know what you must have be in a different time zone than us. He's fine. Followed you home. It's so funny when I look in to see the animals. They're just like, oh, died. All right, let's go home. And then they go over to heaven real quick, and then they come back because they're so used to the spirit moves at the speed of thought. Okay. So once someone who loves you thinks of you, they're there. And in the beginning, after a person passes, that's why you have reports of them showing up after the funeral at everybody's house 2 minutes apart. And they're like, that's not possible. He's at my house. Yes, it is. Because he thought of you, then he thought of grandma, then he thought of this person, then he thought of his daughter. The animals do the same thing. They love you, truly, and they want to be with you. So they think about you, and they're there.
And you could do a session with Jen where she could talk to Rizzy and make sure Rizzy understands that he's not, Chopper's not coming back in a physical. I've done that before with my pets. So with it, not with Jen, but
that would be more of a healing. We did that in meditation, talk to the soul.
Mike and Jen, did Rumble pay you guys yet? Yes, they paid us a little bit. Making sure you're getting your money before joining. Yes, you do not need to worry about that, Karen or Kathy. That is working just.
They pay us at the end of the month, and it's always some weird amount.
Yeah,
I think it depending on when everybody signed up for their monthly.
Covered my cable bill this month, so good for you. Good for me. What do bonds have to do with an Iraqi currency reset? Well, there's a much bigger picture than that, Phil. It's not just if it was just Iraq revaluing their currency, it would have been done 15 years ago or 2011 when the original plan was.
Let me ask you something. It has something to do. He said it's a complicated process. Okay, it has a lot to do with a lot of things. You have an alliance that is joined together that sat down and decided this is the way it's going to go. This is why we got to pull this in to get this rates, and this is how it's eventually going to turn out. All right, the bonds are part of that. When that is in place and ready to go, everything is, evening out and doing what it's supposed to do. They'll tell Iraq, post it, we're ready. So it doesn't have anything to do with the actual Iraqi rate, maybe, but it does have a lot to do with when they post it publicly.
Yep. Shelly says, "Hi, Jen and Mike. Thanks for all you do. Do you see me getting this job I applied for?"
Not this one. Sorry.
So Jen, this sounds great. What do you think about all these truthers saying it's going to be a hard summer? I think that guys like Nino don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, and they're
looking at surface level at the forecast, the news, what's going on in the country, everything everybody's been told.
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about the same people who like talk about the political polls as if they're real? I mean, come on. Seriously. Jen, do we know anything about projects with Zim? Do we need a summary of what we want to do, or is it more in depth? Any thoughts on the process with Zim projects? I don't think they have time for you to go over your projects with them at your exchange.
So what happens is you go in for the exchange. They sit down. They sent you to a certain location that would have individuals that can help you with that, as well as people that would exchange or redeem bonds and things. You sit down with them. So you got the exchange center guy. Then you got another cubicle, another desk, where you go and you sit down, you set up all your accounts with the big bank. Okay. Then they'll say, okay, then they send you over to the humanitarian project person, and they assign you, they take your information, do whatever paperwork, assign you under somebody's management team for that, and say, we'll notify you if you're accepted. And so that's a separate thing. So that's a separate station that you move to. And that's how I see it happening.
Awaken One says, Rumble's not working for you in the UK. I think that's got to be a UK problem. I've heard there's some outages. There's been outages all around the world with the solar storm.
Mm-hmm. Lisa. How interesting. How interesting.
In selective spots, Jen.
Oh,
here
yeah.
and here and here. Did anybody ever say anything? No, nobody said that.
Well, let's see. There have been problems funding bondholders because of electronic transfers. Okay, so maybe they can't mess with the QFS system. Maybe they can't hack into that, but could they cut the power? Could they send in a storm, magnetic storm? Could they do something like that to try and slow that process down or mess it up? Yeah.
Lisa would like to know if her dad, Russell, is going to move in with her before or after the RV, or will he stay where he is?
He really doesn't want to be a burden. I think he does stay where he is for a while. It's really going to take some convincing to get that guy to move in with
John de Townsend, will I retire before the end of this year? All these sneaky RV timing questions.
Pass.
Melody, question please. My 15-year-old grandson Joe is coming to live with me. Do you see it working out? Thank you. Wow. Taking on a teenager grandson.
That guy needs discipline. And you're not going to like that, because you're going to want to let me be so nice to you that you whip it into gear. That kid needs discipline. He needs structure, timelines, discipline, curfews, chores. Yeah. If you do that, it'll be good. It'll be good for him. You'll see the difference.
Are all banks giving the same rates for currency? It depends on where you're exchanging. If you go to a bank, there is some negotiation involved. If you go to a redemption center, there isn't. There's supposed to be set rates that you're going to get at exchange.
What I see about the bank rates is they're moving. And some point in time, when it gets to the right spot, the exchange center rates will freeze. So if you were to walk into a bank, they're going to say, well, yesterday it was this, and you come back the next day and they're like, well, that was yesterday. So they're moving.
That is the way it works. And the other thing too is remember, Jen said the banks are going to get it's the redemption centers get a percentage of the amount that they get to you. So they have an incentive to give you a higher rate. I'm not sure the banks have that same incentive. So you should probably consider finding a redemption center as opposed to a bank.
Well, the banks can only give you what's posted on the screen, and they can't really say, well, we'll give you a little fluctuates.
More. Right.
Yeah.
Although you should always ask for more. Why not ask? Chris says, I just stepped down a position at work. Will this be a better fit for me?
Yeah, but it's boring. You're going to get bored.
YouTube. Hi, Jen. I've developed lower back pain recently. Can you see what it is or how to fix it? My name is Freddie, and happy Mother's Day.
All right, let me see here. Freddie is all I got. Jesus. Yeah, it's about right there. How do I describe it? Okay, so you have a pinched nerve, probably just maybe around or just below where a woman's waistline would be on one side, and then we've got all that spazzing in there, and we've got tension next to that. So there's something pushing on the nerve on the spine right there. So you should really have that checked out. Maybe you're out of place and that's all it is, but yeah, coming around, and that nerve's making pain come around the rib cage and towards the front at times if you move just the right way. Numbness.
Cindy here, Castled on Rumble. Thank you, $5 a month subscriber. I pulled an engorged tick off my Chorky Marshall. Should I be concerned or treat with what essential oil?
Oh, I can't tell you what to do with that. I can't tell you what to put on your pet. God, that just flashback. My husband went fishing one day, went chops into dry bushes, came home, and he goes, I feel funny, and I think there's ticks like all over his back, and they look like little spiders. It was like the worst day of my life. I swear. I had to get him off.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I would make sure there's nothing stuck in his skin still. If you can pull that out. I can't tell you what essential oil. I put Neosporin on everything if there's an infection. So, but some of these ladies in chat may be able to tell you that.
That's right. Thomas wants to know, hey, Jen, will I get to buy the house I'm looking at?
Thomas Stevens. It's not that one. But it's one that's similar to that.
Okay. Kayla says, does it look like I will have rotator cuff surgery? I'm concerned with being off work for too long before the RV.
I do think that you will. I do think that it's needed. I see you in some kind of sling for a while, but it's really not as bad as you think it's going to be.
Melody says, by the way, you're so correct about him. Thank you very much. The father who didn't want to move. Jen, do you think the aggro checks and Pengo will be redeemed or exchanged?
I don't even know what the Pengo is, but let me think about the aggro checks.
Pengo is Hungarian. Hungarian Pengo?
Pengo will have value, I heard, and
well, we discussed the aggro checks.
Now the aggro checks, might be lower than expected, but still a significant payout.
Just got a note that Trump's going to be on Newsmax tonight, and it might be interesting to watch. Well, we shall see. Hopefully, it's not just another campaign speech. Hi, Jen. This is Denise. Last week, you did my reading. I forgot to ask about my 4-year-old grandson, Leo. He has a meltdown when I turn on the TV. Why? Did he see something that scared him? He will watch TV at home, I guess, with his parents. Is he autistic or?
No. Because he's with grandma. And when he's with grandma, he wants all of your attention. And when you turn on the TV, people ignore him, and at home too. So that's why he's having a meltdown. He's not autistic. It doesn't scare him. It's not the energies. It's that he wants all your attention.
Hi, Jen and Mike. I have a house that I'm renting to a couple, both with cancer. I need the money. Do you see me selling the house?
It sucks. You wait.
Okay.
You're
Tuned into The View. All right, let's slide quickly back over to Rumble, see if there's any new questions.
Okay, I gotta get going. It's 11:30.
Nope, that's it. Bring a good spare, full size. Oh, Marango, I need your real name. But Jen's got to go. It's 11:30. Okay, Jen, any final parting words before we go? Are you doing a show tomorrow?
I don't know yet. Pretty sure. I don't know what to talk about yet. We'll see what happens today.
All right. If she does, it'll be jenniferfalaw.com on YouTube. You can also follow Jennifer Falaw Doring and Philosophy on Telegram, where she will make an announcement, and Philosophy Chat on Telegram. Also.
It's Jennifer Falaw Doring on YouTube.
Oh, okay. JenniferFalaw.com, Jennifer Falaw Doring on YouTube. You can find me at MikeBear.blogspot.com. On Rumble here, Real News Live. On Telegram, it's Mike Bear Chat. I got to change that. Instagram, Mike Bear 333. Watch my Seahawks channel, Seahawk Boys TV. Lots on YouTube. Lots of cool stuff.
If you go and join me on Philosophy on Telegram, that's where I post all my specials. That's where you get links to go to my website. That's where, they get better deals than anybody else. Sometimes I throw up deals that aren't posted on the website. So you're going to want to join that.
Okay, guys. Thank you for being here. That's going to wrap it. We'll be back on Wednesday for Tell the Truth Wednesday. If things could happen between now and then, we could be in the midst of something on Wednesday. So tune in then. Thank you for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you across all the platforms. And remember, getting taken down off Mike Bear 3 and Mike Bear 333, but you can still find it on MikeBear.blogspot.com. Mike Bear 2 is still up, unbelievably. And Rumble, Real News Live. Thanks. Bye. Have a great one.
Bye.